welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you guys our reactions when we found out we were expecting twins. If you guys didn't know, I do have an identical twin sister and she's the only blood sibling that I have. But however, I did not expect to have twins myself. It was such a huge shock. People would joke with us all the time like, oh my gosh, you're gonna have twins, you're gonna be the one to have twins. And when people would joke with me about that, I'd be like, yeah, right, no way. How would I handle 2 newborns at once? And 4 months in, we're doing great. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys. If you're interested on our reactions, how we found out, and I have a video of my mom's reaction, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so story time. So we're going to backtrack a little bit. So I mentioned earlier how I do have an identical twin sister. However, I had no idea that I would have twins or my sister would have twins, just because they usually say it skips a generation. So it wasn't even in my mind that twins were a possibility. I just didn't think it was possible. So I didn't think about it. So me and my husband decided probably about a year ago that we wanted to start a family. Background about me is I didn't think I ever wanted kids. I didn't think I wanted kids. I was really into health and fitness and my body image, and this is going to sound so awful, but I truly felt and thought that if I were to have a baby, my body would be totally ruined. I was just really selfish. I was really selfish in the fact that I didn't want to lose myself, and I wasn't ready to care for another child. So I thought that way for quite a few years. My husband and I have been married for almost 4 years, and I remember before we got married, we actually had that conversation hey, if I don't want kids, is that going to be okay? I remember I told my mom, nope, I'm not having kids. I'm never going to have kids. So obviously from going from not wanting kids to having twins, my life is so different. I think what changed my mind is my sister's now fiance has a daughter, and she will be 3 this year. And so, but she's been in our life since she was about 6 months old, and I love her to pieces. I love that little girl so much. She's really the first baby that I ever spent time with and got to know and hang out with. And I love her so much. She is the best little girl. I absolutely love being her auntie. But it really wasn't until she was in our lives that made me look at my sister and realize wow, my sister is such a great stepmom, and see how my sister interacts with her. That made me realize, wow, I want that for us. I want to be a mom. So, we decided, yep, we are gonna have a family. We were praying every single night, God, guide us in the right direction. Let us know, give us any signs, give us something, and let us know when the right time would be to have a baby, start a family. It was, it's so stressful. Before you have a baby, you just think that you have to have everything in life figured out. You have to buy a house, check. You have to be married, check. You have to have stable jobs, check. You have to have all these things lined up. You have to have an abundance in saving just in case something happens. So many different things that go through your mind when you think okay, I have to do this before I can start a family. So we were just really praying, and one day I was driving to work, and I truly felt that God was saying, now is your time. Now is the time for you guys to start a family. And it was such an emotional thing for me. I prayed every single morning on the way to work. Obviously now I'm not working, so I pray at nighttime with my family, but I remember just crying. I'm now is a chance. This is God's sign telling us now is the time to start your family. So I immediately went home and I told my husband, God is saying now is the time. So I told him. We were very lucky. We tried for 1 month, and then next month we found out we were pregnant. So I feel so blessed and fortunate that we were able to get pregnant right away. But I truly feel God's timing is what made that happen. So, of course, we're excited, we're nervous, we're scared, and we go to our very first doctor's appointment. So I had tracked, so our first doctor's appointment would have been when I was, I think, 8 weeks pregnant, 6 or 8 weeks pregnant. So we went into the appointment, and I've never met the doctor before. It was a male doctor, and he is very, like, monotone, very bland. Reminds me a lot like Ferris Bueller, you know, or like Ferris Bueller's teacher, just like very monotone. So he came in, you know, he sat us down, he asked, you know, previous like family histories, conditions, anything like this. And nope, neither one of our families have any serious conditions, nothing like that. So then I told him, I think maybe he asked if we had like twins or multiples that ran in the family. So I'm like, yep, I have an identical twin sister, and she's my only blood sibling. So we do the ultrasound, and again, he is so like nonchalant. So he puts the ultrasound on my stomach, and immediately you see 2 circles, right? I've never seen an ultrasound, so I didn't know what it looked like. So he's like, yep, there's baby 1, and there's baby number 2. I'm like, oh my God. I think my husband actually recorded me after he said there's 2, because all I can say was, oh my God, and are you serious? Like, that's all I could say. So then he goes over a little bit more, and then there's a 3rd circle. Well, that was just like my bladder or something like that, but holy crap, like, I'm like, there's just 2 in there, right? Like, make sure you go everywhere. I need to make sure there's just 2. So, yep, there's just 2. Literally, the first things that came through and he's like so nonchalant, right? So he's not like, oh my gosh, congratulations, you have 2, like, what a blessing. No. Very first things that go through my mind are, oh my God, what are we going to do? How are we going to afford 2 babies? How are we going to afford to live? What are we going to do about childcare? Like, what am I going to do? Like, everything. Like, all these emotions just came flooding in. And, like, again, the doctor's not very, like, oh my gosh, congratulations. It's more like just so bland, right? So then, of course, he's like, they're di twins, so they each have their separate placentas and sacs. So that's good. You know, it's the most safe kind of twin pregnancy because everything is separated. Me and my sister were in one sac, and we shared everything, and we had some complications. So I felt better knowing they each had separate everything. But then, of course, he's like, yep, there's risk for everything. Like, maybe one of the twins aren't going to make it. You know, basically everything, like, every negative thing that can go wrong with pregnancy, he told me, like, yep, you're just at a higher risk for all this stuff. So I'm like, great. Like, thanks, doc. Like, it was a crazy thing. So the doctor left the room for a few minutes, and then I just remember looking at my husband and like, what are we going to do? Like, I am so stressed out. You plan for 1 baby, you don't plan for 2. And I just immediately was so stressed out, more so with like financials and finances, because at that time, he didn't have like the absolute best job. And so knowing like, okay, how are we going to afford thousands of dollars in childcare, because there's no way that I can go to work part-time, there's no way you can go to work part-time, so what are we going to do? So that was really stressful. He immediately was just like, nope, it's going to be okay. Like, God has a plan, and this is part of his plan, and everything's going to fall into place, everything's going to be okay. Sure enough, everything turned out perfect. Long story short with that, my husband got a new job. It's very amazing. Just very amazing. I get to go back to work, and I only have to go back for 2.5 days, and so I get to be with the boys for 4 or 7 of the days of the week, and when I'm at work, the boys will either be with my mom one day or my sister the other day. So I feel so blessed and fortunate that we're able to, I'm able to stay home with the boys, and B, that on the days I do have to work, they get to be with my mom and my sister. Something else that's been amazing is I got a total of 5 months off of work, so it's just been so amazing. I do go back to work next week, and I am a nervous wreck about it, so wish me luck with that. So, anywho, long story short, that's how we found out we were having twins. So immediately, so we told our families, well, we told my mom and my grandparents, that we were pregnant before we had our first ultrasound, just because I knew I would have told them regardless. So my mom and my grandparents are my absolute best friends, and of course my sister, so they obviously knew right away. So immediately I'm like, we have to take these ultrasound pictures and we need to show my mom. Like, that's all I can think about was, oh my gosh, like, I have to tell my mom. So I remember calling my mom because she asked how the ultrasound was, and I told her, yep, everything looks great, it looks perfect. And I told her, I'm like, I need to come to your house because we need to show you the ultrasound pictures. Like, you have to see this little peanut. Literally, I'm dying inside because I'm like, I cannot wait to tell her. So we finally get to her house, and my husband actually recorded her reaction. Yes, so I'll go ahead and insert that right now.
Get your glasses on. I know, because I need to see the little peanut. Ready? Ready. Oh, look. It's a little dot. There's 2 dots. Twins. Oh. Oh my. Wow. Yeah. There's 2. Yay. Oh my goodness. Are you like totally shocked?
Yeah.
Okay, so after my mom found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to tell the rest of, you know, like, now we need to tell everyone. First off, we need to tell my husband's family that we're pregnant, let alone having twins. And then we need to tell my grandparents it's twins as well. So, and my sister, because my sister didn't know at this point either. The only person who knew was my mom. So, you know, I wanted to do something cute, and my mom's like, no, you have to call them right now. So, first we called my grandparents, and again, they knew we had an appointment, so they asked about how the appointment was. Told them it was great. Oh, and by the way, there's 2 in there. And of course, they were screaming and so excited. And then it was time to call my sister, so my sister was at work. I think I took a picture of the ultrasound. I'll insert a picture of the ultrasound so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's 2 circles, so you can tell that there's 2 babies in there. And she immediately knew. So she's FaceTiming me at work, like crying. It was just so amazing. And then we took the ultrasound pictures, and we went to my mother-in-law's house, and we went to my husband's grandma's house and told them, and then we told his dad as well. So we pretty much told everybody that day. We didn't do anything like super cute. We just kind of showed them the picture. You know, it was a strip, and we just showed them the picture, and I'm like, all right, there's 2 in there. So that is how we found out. You know, at first I was so stressed out. I was so nervous. I didn't know what to expect. But God has a plan. I'm such a firm believer that He has a plan and everything will work out the way that He intends it to. I'm so thankful for my husband. Ever since day 1 we found out we were pregnant, he has just been so calm and reassuring that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to, and sure enough it has. So I feel so blessed and lucky that everything has worked out the way it has. Hey guys, so that is the story of how we found out we were having twins. If there's anything else that you would like to see, please let me know. I think I'm going to do a 4-month postpartum update. I've had a few people ask me about kind of what I've been doing to lose the baby weight, so I think I'll be doing that next. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.